What's up guys, KPlaysHere. Before we get to the main video, I just want to give you guys a huge thanks because as of this week, we are official on YouTube. It's been a hot minute, but we made it, and it's all thanks to you guys. I appreciate everyone that's been showing up, love that you love all the content, and I'm excited to bring you guys even more. We're kicking things into overdrive for sure now, so keep right on liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all the fun YouTube things. But those aside, let's get to the main reason y'all clicked on this video. Why is the Scarlet Forest water red? Today I want to try something a little different. Don't worry, the hunting horn content will still be there. In fact, I got 2 videos coming to you guys this weekend, and we've got PAX West coming up through that'll hopefully give us some more gameplay. The weapons of Monster Hunter are always fun to talk about, but with all the attention to detail that goes into designing the monsters and ecosystems too, it'd be a shame to let those go unnoticed. For some reason, even with all the new gameplay excitement from Gamescom, something about that new map from the opening night trailer just keeps me going back to thinking about it. Because, I mean, you hear the name Scarlet Forest, and you might think of something like red foliage or a large amount of spooky crimson flowers, but nope, for the most part, all the plant life we've seen so far is a regular, expected green. Most of the scenery is, in fact. Until you look down, that is. There you see this creepy looking red river, which is most likely actually what gives the forest its name. Now, some of you might be saying to yourself exactly what I was thinking when we saw that first trailer. Lalaburina was also revealed, right? It's easy. Bright red spider, bright red webs, case closed, right? Well, I don't think it'll be quite that easy. We rarely get entire maps dedicated to just one monster, and as striking as Lalaburina is, I doubt that Little Miss Flower cosplay here is an apex of the area. It's the only monster we've seen native to it that we've seen so far, not including the Doshiguma that probably wandered too far from its desert home. And I don't think that the marketing team would just show the map's big boss right off the bat like that, all by itself. Just think about how long it took us to get a full look at Raidao after all. But speaking of Raidao, let's consider all of our options here. Say that Lalaburina is the apex of the region. It'd make for an interesting possible pattern of the main monsters of the map having some sort of unique ties to their habitat. Raidao takes advantage of the thunderstorms constantly brewing around the Windward Plains to supercharge itself. When lightning strikes sand, whether it's from the horns of a railgun wyvern or the weather, it can crystallize into fulgurite, which I found out after a bit of Google Foo is actually a real thing. It's even conductive too, which makes Raidao covering its nest with the stuff a really smart touch. Then we come to Lalaburina, and the obvious tie to the area here is that with all this red it can stay nice and camouflaged for ambush tactics. I'm just now noticing that the word red is going to stop sounding like a word to me by the time I'm finished making this video. But before that happens, notice this. The environment Lala hides in isn't red normally, it makes it that way using its webs. So yeah, spider, webs, Scarlet Forest, case closed, right? Wrong, stop interrupting me. Because we still don't have a clue about why the webs are that color, and more importantly for this theory, why the water is. With the fulgurite thing going for Raidao and the Windward Plains being at least partially based in reality, chances are the water isn't that way just because Monster Hunter. They can do with that with a lot of things, but Togeda said himself in interviews that he wants to put a lot of thought into the details of the ecosystems we'll be exploring in Wilds. So I strapped back on the Google Food black belt and went digging for reasons why water would be red in real life. Blood? High iron concentration? Nah, none of those. One reason kept popping out at me, and the more I looked into it, the more I feel like it fits perfectly here. Algal bloom. Or as it's more well known, red tide. Red tide is caused by what's basically a population explosion of algae in fresh and marine water environments, at concentrations so high it literally changes the color of water when it happens. Unlike the prettier bioluminescent glittering tides, which could probably also make for a cool looking map if Capcom wants to take some notes here, red tides have a much more sinister look to them. The effects aren't exactly the nicest either, since they tend to choke up environments and produce toxins in the water. Toxins. And that, friends, is where the theory really comes together. Because you see, we were quickly shown that Lalaburina can inflict paralysis, but it wasn't with its fangs or that giant stinger like you'd think. It was with those floating tufts of webbing. Red webbing. So here's what I think is going on here. When the river that starts in the Windward Plains reaches the Scarlet Forest, it runs into a bit of an algae problem. If anything that lives there wants to take a drink, which most living things usually do, it's gonna have to adapt a way to do so without being negatively affected. Some creatures might have a sort of natural water filter thing going on. Others might have internals so tough they literally just don't care. And others might store the algae in their spinnerets so that when the time comes to make a web, it's both dyed blood red and chock full of toxins. How's that for a natural adaptation? Now case closed. But what do you guys think? I'd find it pretty cool if they went that route. The state changes we see on the map could be something like normal water, full bloom in the river that makes it dangerous to be near that water, and then maybe something more extreme and Monster Hunter flavored, like a quote-unquote blood rain from all the dyed water evaporating into the clouds. We'll have to see. Now that we're in the more active news cycle for Wilds and we'll probably be getting another trailer at one of the big gaming events coming up next month, I wouldn't be surprised to see more about the Scarlet Forest revealed soon. Let me know if you guys have any different ideas about what could be going on here down below. And also if you'd like to see more videos like this about theories and design details in the world of Monster Hunter. Like I said before, we'll be going back to our regularly scheduled hunting horn program in the next video I have coming to you, but if you enjoyed looking at the details elsewhere like I did, we can make this a regular thing. Until then though, this has been another KPlays and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.